Matt Dickerson joins us. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, Keith. Good to see you this morning. Feeling better, I hope?
Oh, ever so slightly. There's a cough lingering around. It may just remain with me for the rest of my career. I don't know yet. We're still yet to find out.
Not a good thing in radio, is it?
That's a trait of the show so far, because it can pop up when you least expect it.
You could have that distinctive voice, a bit like the John Laws gravelly voice. It could be the Keegan slightly coffee voice.
Slightly coffee voice doesn't sound as good as the golden tonsils. Just a slightly less of a good description. I'm curious, did council fall over on Friday with the IT outage that took everything else out?
Well, it was really interesting. We had lots of discussions between myself and the CEO on Friday night, and then again on Saturday morning, to see what was impacted, because there are some critical things that we do, like treat water. We need to send water out to our entire network, and in treating water we've got to continually monitor that water, monitor the water standards. That uses computers. So if those computers had been running on Microsoft using CrowdStrike, then that might have been an issue. So we might have had to say, stop treating water, because we can't monitor it, so we don't know if it's good enough quality, and we would have had to say to the residents, okay, just use water sparingly. We've got water in the reservoirs. Once we get up and going again, we can deal with that. But we don't use CrowdStrike internally, so our internal systems weren't impacted as such. So water treatment, that was the first thing we had to check on to make sure that was right. Sewage was the other one. We want to make sure our sewage treatment plant worked.
Yeah, you want that to keep working.
That's right. We want to be able to have people still flush their toilet. And so airport, maybe that was important that could keep operating. I know airlines were impacted. That was more about them being able to check customers or clients in, passengers in. But the actual airport itself, could that operate? Yes, it could. Other things that were impacted, so again, our internal systems were fine, but we deal externally as well. Things that involved EFTPOS transactions, for example. So if you went to a visitor information centre and wanted to buy one of the goods there, then those type of things were impacted. But luckily, this happened late Friday afternoon, so we're going into Friday night. People aren't at the visitor centre, they're not paying for things at childcare. So the
Great timing.
Yeah, it was actually. It was okay from that perspective. So our business operations that relied on EFTPOS, again, people aren't coming in at 9 o'clock on Friday night paying for their rates. Those things that rely on electronic transactions would have been impacted if it had been during the business day. But again, it was late at night, and then again, the CEO and discussed further things on Saturday morning. But it seems like many things were coming back Saturday morning. So if someone went into our visitor centre or wanted to take some rubbish to the tip, which is now cashless, of course, then those things are operational. So from a combination of the fact that we don't use CrowdStrike and the fact that it was on a Friday late afternoon, Friday evening, that probably meant that we were business as usual. And pretty much today, Monday morning, we're back and going as per normal. Again, I've just found some investigations we've been doing over the weekend. Some operations are up and down. Even I talked to supermarkets, and some of those supermarkets said that some of their sales terminals, some of their point of sale terminals were down, some were up. So it's still things getting back to normal, I think, but in terms of our operations, pretty much business as usual.
Well, I managed to verify that Uber Eats continued working on Friday afternoon, and that's about all I checked. Well, what else has been happening in the world of council?
Well, we had a tour on Friday. We had a councillor tour, and we like to do field trips and just show councillors often our operations, so going at the things like sewage treatment plants, water treatment plants, that type of thing. But this one was an external one. A couple of really important projects for Dubbo in the future will be the Toongai project. So this is the ASM, it's called the Dubbo project. ASM is the company that owns it at Toongai. So this is a rare earth minerals mine. Now this has been worked on for a number of years now. And so we went out there with some councillors and someone from ASM and had a look at that particular operation there. Went across to Tom Ingley and looked at the Tom Ingley Alkane gold mine there.
I wasn't even aware that existed until I saw it come up on social media.
There you go. And they didn't let us take any souvenirs home, unfortunately. No gold in the pockets there. But there's a very important operation down around Budangra that hopefully will come to fruition. They're doing some core testing at the moment to see what's there, because a lot of the area 150 years ago was mined for gold, but obviously the operations are more efficient now. So there's still gold in the ground there. Whether we can, or not we, whether they can get it out efficiently enough, that's the question. So they're going down that path. But I think it was good for councillors to see something outside our LGA. Tom Ingley's not in Dubbo's LGA, but to see the way Alkane deals with that, which may end up happening around Budangra. And if that goes ahead at Budangra, Cadia Mines, many people will be familiar with Cadia down Orange, a significant contributor to the economy down there. This would be about 2/3 the size of Cadia, so a significant operation of Budangra. So if you look at the Toongai project and the Budangra project, If both of those go ahead, and I'm not saying they're definitely going ahead at this stage, but if both of those go ahead, they will be significant contributors to our economy and certainly to our employment. So it's good for councillors to get out there, good for councillors to be out on a field trip together.
Cheers, Mr. Mayor. We'll chat again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Keegan.
Thanks, mate.